For the players.
I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And this is For the Players, the PopCulturists PlayStation Podcast. Over 40 years of playing PlayStation and 10 plus years in that games media department. I thank you for joining us in this PlayStation conversation.
This PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you'd like to take part in future conversations with us, you can. Come check out our socials, Facebook, Discord, Instagram, and Twitter. All of those links can be found in the description below. If
you want to join the conversation as it happens, head over to twitch.tv/thepopculturists, where you can watch us record this show live, where you can jump on in the chat and become part of the show. If you want to support the show, you can. Tell all your friends, tell your family about this PlayStation pod. If you are listening on podcast services, be sure to give us a 5-star rating and a written review. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I endeavor to answer every single comment. And if you want to support us financially, you can at patreon.com/thepopculturists, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. I feel I fucked that up, and I think I totally did. Mad Dog says, we are live! And yes, we are. We are live, and we're here talking the PlayStations once again. Shout out to everyone jumps in the Twitch chat and starts talking smack with us. How good's a long weekend, Max?
I don't know, I had to work.
Oh shit, did you really?
Yeah, so I got the Thursday off for Old Queenie's Day of Memorial, but I had to work Friday because my employer only recognizes national holidays and not state-based holidays.
Boo earns. Boo earns indeed.
So I got the Thursday off, but I worked the Friday.
Oh, okay, nice. So, other than that, was a pretty swell weekend.
Yeah, it was pretty chill. I honestly didn't really do much. Broke into my house, the house that we're building.
Okay. I'm like, but you live in there.
Went on a tour and took some videos and all that stuff.
So you broke and entered. Yes, technically you own it, but not quite.
I mean, technically the door was also open, so we kind of just walked in.
And then you also took video evidence.
We just entered. We didn't,
you didn't break, you just walked in. Yeah, I guess
the door was open. Yeah. We didn't break anything, we just entered.
You are technically correct, the best kind of correct. So that's what you got.
And I mean, we also own it, sort of, kind of.
Not quite, not yet.
We're paid for what's there.
It's true. I guess if you paid for the parts of the sandwich and someone else is building the sandwich for you,
both physically and emotionally, we're paid for that place. Fungibly, monetarily.
Yeah, that's true. Your house is, in fact, a fungible thing. There's not an NFT. It's good fun.
How was your long weekend?
I had an exceptional long weekend. My weekend, like all 4 fucking days of it, have been awesome. Genuinely had a good time. So Thursday was like, all right, let's get all the adulting out of the way so I can enjoy the rest of my weekend. So Ange, friend of the show and my housemate, he and I were like, all right, let's do all the things we have to. Let's do the lawns. Let's do the washing. Let's vacuum. Let's clean the gutters. We've been meaning to do that for a long time. We're like, let's do all the things we've been actively putting off. But to make it fun, we'll drink.
I can confirm he did mow his lawn.
That's true. And to make it fun, we'll drink throughout the day, like we're 26-year-olds, not 32. So that's what we did. We continued to do all the housework, and we sipped beers throughout the day, which was fun, which I haven't done in literal years. That was entertaining until both Ange and I were like, oh, we're going to bed at like 8:30. We just old manned it out and went to bed.
All this work and beers made me so tired.
Yeah, it was like, this masculine energy of like, caring for our dwelling. I'm like 8 beers deep. I'm going to bed.
I know that feel. Ali's like, do you want to watch because I bought Top Gun Maverick a couple of weeks ago, and Ali's like, oh, do you want to watch Top Gun Maverick? I'm like, yeah, sure. So like, cool, I'll put Hadley to bed and we'll go watch a movie. I fell asleep while she was putting passed out.
Yeah. So that was Thursday. Thursday was awesome. Friday, I spent the day with my family. So my sister It was her birthday, so she and her 3 children came all the way over here to Geelong. So it's funny, they live in Phillip Island, right? A lovely beach town. They drove all the way here to stay in a caravan park at a beach. Like, you could have just stayed where you were, achieved the same result. But that's cool. So we spent Friday together, and like my kid and her kids just had an absolute blast together. So that was really, really fun. Saturday morning, I went and got my hair did, just, looking slick. My son got a haircut with me too, so did James. But he was like, I want to change my hair color. So, because apparently in the cupboard at his mum's, they found a blue hairspray. Like, sure. So after the haircut, we're like, all right, well, let's go see what other colors are. Because we only have blue. Well, there are other colors out there, see what we can find. Go to Kmart, and he finds an orange and a yellow. And he's like, I want them. So we grabbed them. Why not? It wasn't like, I want them, like he's Veruca Salt from Willy Wonka or anything. He's like, can I get the orange? I'm like, yeah, sure. So then I get a phone call yesterday morning, Sunday morning. Wait, what day is it? Shit. No, Saturday afternoon. Today, no, it's still the same day. The Saturday afternoon, I get a phone call from him and a video call, and he's just like fluorescent orange hair. He's like, he looks like he's a full-blown ginger kid. And I'm like, oh my God. It was amazing. He was so happy with himself, which made it even better again. Because it was just
and then you're just like, yeah, I can't be seen in public with you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. But because it's one of those temporary spray cans, it turns out it comes out super easy. So he had like a sleep on the couch, totally stained his mum's couch. Yeah, and that was something fun. But then last night, and just the idea of doing something different, my son, no, and the chat says, you turned your son into a ginger. I did not. He turned himself into a ginger. I just didn't prevent it from happening. I just didn't stop it.
You bought the product and allowed it.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So last night we Ange and I were like, what's something we can do? Buddy the show Lloyd, Delicate Stone on Twitter and Twitch, go check him out. He was originally the owner of the cafe at the railway station in Maryborough. He has since changed. The business has since changed hands, but one of the things the business also run was ghost tours, because apparently the station is haunted. And I was looking. I shot a big thing out on Thursday, I think it was. No, Wednesday on Facebook. Being like, I need ideas. What can I do with my long weekend? Normally I would just sit at home and do jack shit, right? Give me something exciting to do. And he goes, come do the ghost tour. I'm like, that sounds horrible. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go to do ghosts. And then Ange slides in. Is like, we're going. I will drive. Let's go. I'm like, all right, shit, all right. So next thing you know, Saturday we're driving all the way to Maryborough, expecting to see some hot ghost action. Totally didn't. We went into the station.
Color me surprised.
Oh, I know, shock horror. But yeah, Lloyd was giving it the best sell he could. He was, working it. He had this shit-eating grin on his face the whole time, knowing that I was like uneasy. So didn't have any really major ghostly experience. It's just a creepy building. So because it was an old train station, it's got like double, triple fucking ultra bricked rooms. So it's dead silent in there. Like silent. So like the slightest movement just made this noise. So it's like such an unnerving silence. No ghost though, disappointed. So then we went down into yeah, I would have thought. So we went down into the cellar because there's a cellar, and then of course all cellars are fucking haunted. They're like, oh yeah, there's this Joker spirit down there. I'm like, all right, let's go down there then. So we go down there and we hang out, and Angie's like, oh, it makes my stomach feel uneasy. It suddenly feels sick. That's because you went downstairs, you unfit prick. Like, it's fine. You just
too much ramen from the day before.
Too much ramen the day before. So he's just needing to poop. But yeah, so he's doing that. And I go down there and I feel absolutely nothing. I'm just having fun. And out of complete boredom, we went to leave. And they're like, why are you leaving so quickly? I'm like, I'm not leaving that quickly. I just thought we were done. Like, all right, well, I'll stay here on the stairs. Let's do some glamour shots of me on the stairs. So next thing you know, I'm doing like, sexy photo shoots on the stairs into the cellar, most just to entertain me. And like best case scenario, the ghost would get involved. The next thing that, there's a lovely photo of me getting all sexily on the stairwell, and the ghost comes in next to me and starts throwing up gang signs or something. So that was awesome. No ghosts, but had a really fun time catching up with Lloyd, and so spending time with him and his wife and his son, and just doing all the ghostly things, which is disappointing. And today I caught up with someone, and we chatted for like a stack of time, and it was really, really fun. And yeah, now I'm here talking to you. So the weekend went really good.
What a disappointing cap.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm talking to this fucking up in here, But say that I'm talking to lovely people in chat, of course. But yeah, that's my weekend. I have had an absolutely like 10 out of 10 weekend. It's been a long time since like I felt this charged, I guess, like and happy. You know what I mean? Like. It is good. Like, just all of it was good energy. And I have to, he's not here to listen because he's not in the other room, but like I have to attribute a lot of that to Ange. So, he's worked with me for a while, since about March. And because he was living in Fairfield, he's like, I don't want to drive to Fairfield every day when I have to work the next day. I'll just crash at mine. But like, he's genuinely been like a really good sort of, I guess, influence and or sort of friend in this time, and it's just giving me this good energy and just helping me have dumb fucking ideas and throw myself out there into the world again, and it's been really good, really, really good, and I look forward to it because we've got 2 weeks till PAX. I finally get closure on my pretty for PAX goal, and I'm expecting to weep heavily as I walk through those doors, and I go, and then you'll have to carry me and hold me like bodyguard. I'd be like, and as I'm weeping, and you're like carrying me through the crowd. It's like, or maybe you can carry me across the threshold because I'm so thin now. Whoa, hang on, whoa. Sorry, Mad Dog in the chat. As for those that may not know, Mad Dog runs TCW, the Twitch Championship Wrestling, that Max, myself, Craig, and Jem are all members of. Mad Dog just goes Team PopC split incoming. Is he dropping mad facts about the TCWs in here? Because last I heard, Craig and I were tag team champions. Who knows? Disappointed. But no, I've had a really good week. Really, really good week. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the week. It's school holidays. So I get my son for a couple of days this week, which is going to be great. I don't know what we're going to do with that time. We'll work it out.
Go swimming.
Might go swimming again. And, of course, big thank you there to Delicate Stone, the lovely ghost tour man himself, Delicate Stone, with his resub for the Prime for his 12th month. Thank you, my friend. And we'll just give you all the big praises before. Big shit and grin. But, I'm super keen. Keen for the week ahead. And then followed up by PAX, and then four wrestling show in 4 days, and so 4 shows in 3 days. I'm already tired. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm fucking looking forward to it. Shit's good. Everything's coming up, Millhouse.
So it doesn't sound like you've been playing much this week.
No, I did play some games this week, though. That is most certainly true. One of the things I have been playing, because I'm just going to keep talking because I'm on a fucking roll now. I'm in good energy space, man. I'm just going to roll. So I've had a couple of games this week. The one that I don't think I touched upon it last week, but I've been spending an unnecessary amount of time with Hollow Knight. So I think I may have talked about it in the chat or whatever. I was like, oh man, I'm going to jump back into Hollow Knight. It's on PS Plus. Why not? I enjoyed it before, but I kind of put it aside. I'm going to play it again. It is mad. So as Paul in our little side chat went, yeah, nice late report, Sandra Sally. This game came out years ago. And I think what inspired me is that with PAX right around the corner, I remembered the first time I played it X amount of years ago at PAX would have been 2017 maybe. And I remember playing, I'm looking at it going, man, this game is beautiful. And it kicked my face in. So now I'm like, well, let's play it again. It's still beautiful and it's still kicking my face in. But after playing games like Death's Door and other games that had that more difficult combat or that more Metroidvania delivery, I'm getting it now. It's the pieces are finally coming together, and I've taken out 2 of the major bosses, which I never did the times before. I'm understanding all the little minutiae of the maps and getting my little power-ups and coming back through and having an absolute killer time. And as MGB in the chat says, Silk Song is is close enough, so it would be good to prepare. That was part of the other reason that got me excited, because I think last week, Max, you were like, oh man, Silk Song's coming to PS4. I'm like, shit, yes, now I have to. And I've totally got in there, which is great. But, the game is just tight. So good. Stop smirking at me, little shit. Why are you so full of smirks?
It's nice to see the backflip of the because you used to hate those games. They never.
I totally did. I hated the shit out of those games.
And you've played a few of them now, and you're in.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, it's interesting, and it is one of those things.
Yeah, and I know this is sacrilege on a PlayStation show, but you really need to play Ori.
Oh no, I've played Ori in the Blind Forest before, and it is beautiful. That game is so good. I didn't play a lot of it though, but I do need to go back and give that another bell too, and I think I will once this is all done. But that's a big 10 out of 10 game for me so far. It's so good. But one thing that you and I both played has been the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta. So you and I booted it up earlier in the week. When it was on when it was a PlayStation originally exclusive, now it's kind of everywhere. We talked. I think we talked.
No, because we played on the Tuesday.
There we go. Yeah, that's right.
So it was just after recording, and what an absolute shocker of a time you and Ange had.
Yeah,
thanks
huge.
to some good old-fashioned skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah, so look, for context, I joined Max and his crew. A lot of them are people that we played with years ago, and they've continued to be good. I have continued to be trash. So we were getting decimated. Well, I was getting decimated. Ange was getting decimated. Max was having just a good time. Everyone else was having a blast, and I did not do well.
Yeah.
But you have turned around on this Call of Duty.
Yeah, so I mean, I do this every year. Every year I'm like, I'm not getting Call of Duty. Call of Duty's got an open beta. What's the harm? I'll play the open beta. Oh, shit, I kind of like this. I might get it. So, for now, I think I'll leave it. What I'll do is I'll play, what's their Battle Royale? Warzone. Play Warzone 2, because that comes out in November. Mm-hmm. The time to kill is super quick in this game. If you generally speaking, like 98% of the time, if you get first shot on them, there's nothing they can do. They're not turning on you and destroying you. That's it. But it's nice. I've always liked the Modern Warfare series. Modern Warfare has always been my favorite of the 3-pillared COD behemoth, and it's just more of the same in the Modern Warfare setting, and it's good. Like it really is good. Like it really is good. Like it looks good. It plays well. It handles nicely. It feels smooth. My only concern is that a lot of these guns, it's 2 hit markers and you're dead.
Yeah,
like it is a very quick kill time.
As someone, like myself, who has hard shitty reaction times, and also poor eyesight, all the things that probably I shouldn't be playing first-person shooters, everything's against me. 2 hit markers, fucked. Like, it's not good for me. It's not good for this guy. Max, you can work with that. This, no, not good. No, not good at all. But because I didn't play Vanguard at all. I played, what was one before that? Was it Modern Warfare before that?
Black Ops 4? Cold War 2? Whatever the fuck that one was.
Cold War,
I think it was Cold War, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think I played... Because it was Cold War, I didn't play Cold War. I played Modern Warfare 1, the reboot, remake, whatever. So I guess there's been quite enough iterations for me to experience the new... I have sort of go, oh shit, there's a lot of new things here. Like, there's just little details that I really enjoy, like being able to dick with your loadout once you're in the match as well. So rather than having to only do it in the main menu, you can now go into the actual, when you're in the match itself. Like, oh, I just want to swap these guns out. You can't like dick about with the actual attachments, etc. But you can swap out the guns, which is cool.
Yeah, there you go. So it was Vanguard last year, Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare, then Black Ops 4.
Yeah, so I played Black Ops Cold War. I played the campaign, but I didn't play multi. And yeah, didn't I borrow it from you? No, Vanguard. I was going to borrow it from you, and then I just never did. Never played it. Yeah, so I did the campaigns, but never did the multi. So it's a bunch of new stuff. There's a bunch of new like assists and stuff, which I was like, I don't know what any of these are because I never get enough kills to make them worthwhile. For one. But yeah, look, I'm having a good time. I did play a bit this morning. And I played the Ground War, which was it's essentially their version of Battlefield. So you would go in and there's like 20 people and a couple squads of 4, and you all drop in and go nuts on each other, and it's just all about like killing the most amount of people and stuff. I am so much better at that mode than I am Team Deathmatch.
Is that purely because there's more other people to get shot at?
Correct. No, because it's more open maps. I can play a bit more tactically. It's not about running and gunning. It is, but it's also about playing a bit smarter, which is kind of what I like. You can play at a distance, but you know it's not because of the amount of time it takes to run to places, etc. You have to be a bit smarter in how you play. And like, granted, I'm still getting wrecked, and someone apparently was having sexual intercourse with my mum this morning, so that was cool. It's great to know that some things never change. And in Call of Duty, me being bad and someone wanting to bang my mum, it's a very warm experience to know that. But yeah, so I really enjoyed that game mode. Am I going to buy the game? No. Am I having fun with the beta? Yeah, I am. Yeah, and I had a good fun with you as well. Like, bullshitting and getting wrecked, but. Yeah, I'm not gonna rush. I'm not gonna rush out to buy it. I don't think. But
Christmas sale when it's half price.
Yeah, it'll be like the 2 weeks after it comes out and it's on sale. I might grab it and see how I feel.
You'll have a moment of weakness one night, and you'll wake up the next morning regretting life.
I just wake up next to my copy of Modern Warfare 2. I'm like, oh no, what have I done? I have a cold shower and cry for a while. What about you, Max? You been playing more of that NBA?
Yeah, I've dove back into the NBA. I'm a little bit further into my career mode. I'm mainly at this point just playing those pickup games where I pick a team versus a team. I'm slowly getting better. I'm working out that I've kind of sort of worked out the trick to shooting, which is awesome. I feel that's a very important thing to know. It would
in a basketball game when you want to get the balls in the hoops.
Still cannot play defense to save my life.
But didn't you stat it in a way that you couldn't?
No, so when I just play like a normal like 5v5 game where I pick a team, they pick a team, I just can't play defense. I don't get how it works. I think I need to like redo the tutorial on like the stealing time because I just can't do it. I'm not getting it. There's indicators on the screen, and I just don't understand what they are, and that's on me, not on the game. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to dive back into the like the advanced tutorials perhaps, and be like, teach me how to do it.
Oh,
because the only way I can win now is like I've gotten very good at shooting 3-pointers, and the AI don't go for 3-pointers that often, so I just stay 1 point ahead each time. So yeah, we'll get there. But the other game that I've been playing this week is Steel Rising.
Yeah.
So basically, Ryan got sick of me asking him to email someone about it. He's like, it's there.
I just fucking bought it for you, all right? Like, look, there you go. Shut up, Max. Just play it and enjoy it. And it turns out you did.
I'd actually started playing it the previous night because they released a 2-hour trial for PlayStation Deluxe members. It's part of the trial program.
Oh, for Steel Rising.
So I was playing it the night before, and then obviously started playing it properly the next day, and this is the latest game from Spiders, who do Greedfall, which is also a PlayStation Plus title. And it's essentially a Souls-like game set during the French Revolution, where King Richard, I think it was, basically created an army of automatons to take over.
That's a dorky shit since I've ever heard in my life.
You play as an automaton who is essentially trying to save the queen from her dickhead husband.
Cool.
The story's delivered very poorly, in my opinion. It's one of those, you get info dumped, then you go and do your level, open explore, you kill some bosses to find the next person who info dumps you, and you just keep going on and just getting... It's essentially one big fetch quest where they just info dump you every time you see a person. It's very bland storytelling. Gameplay is fun. It's basically a Souls game. So you've got that light attack, heavy attack, battle combat style, usable items similar to that of all the other Souls games. You've got this reusable oil can that heals you as instead of having like a potion flask as the other games. I was getting absolutely decimated by one of the early bosses, and then I found a weapon, and each weapon in this game has a like a standard attack, like a light attack, a heavy attack, and a special attack which uses the ammo in this game. It's called like the arcane capsules. And essentially what I was using is a gigantic heavy mace that special attack was it like shot a shotgun blast out of it.
Okay.
And once I got that weapon, I did not have any problem with any of the bosses.
Is this like when you sussed out that one thing in Elden Ring that just allowed you to decimate everything?
I stopped killing all trash mobs, and I just ran from point to point, literally from boss to boss. And I beat almost every boss on my first attempt with this weapon. I'd basically let it attack once, I'd dodge behind it and shoot it in the ass with the shotgun. After 2 shots, they would get stunned, and then I'd just wail on them for a bit, and then I'd rinse and repeat.
Shoot him in the butt, spank him, shoot him in the butt
That's
again.
literally all I did. The combat was very easy.
How was that appealing, Max? Why would you make that decision? Like, that sounds like you're intentionally making the game not fun.
Well, the way I started playing it was I was using a gun that could freeze people. So I was shooting them until they froze, and then I'd run up and like smack them in the face a couple of times, and then run away and shoot them. That was very demanding on bullets. And then there was one boss that was just immune to freezing. I'm like, well, this strategy is not going to help me anymore. I need something better. So I just put all my skill points into power, and I would run up and shove my mace up their ass and shotgun blast them. Yeah, that one weapon kind of made the entire game very easy. Very easy.
But did that take away the fun though? That's what I'm saying.
Blast.
Oh, cool.
They didn't, but
no, they hated it.
They got blasted. But yeah, unfortunately the story was a bit lackluster. The gameplay was fun. It differs in the fact that just having all those special abilities on each different weapon, there was no dedicated like parry or block unless you were specifically using a shield or a weapon that had a block function or a parry function. Okay. So most of it was based on dodging. It had the similar mechanic to Neo with the key pulse, where you could if you drained yourself of all your energy, you could quickly trap triangle, and basically there was what they refer to as like an advanced cooling system in the bot. So you would essentially overheat, and when you ran out of stamina, and you could instantly cool yourself down if you hit the appropriate button during the time frame. Otherwise, the punishment was you stay overheated and you can't do anything for a couple of seconds, which is frustrating when you miss that sweet spot, because you are left completely defenseless because you can't jump, you can't dodge, do any of that stuff. Over the course of the game, once you beat the bigger bosses, because there's obviously there's mini bosses and major bosses. A lot of the major bosses give you essentially upgrades to your body, so you'll get like grapple hooks, so you can reach further places that are further away. You get the ability to you get a thruster, so you can jump twice in the air.
Man, you get thrusters, you get throwing shotguns at people's assholes. You horn dog, you.
But yeah,
What a game.
I had a blast with it. There is an update coming out next week with the new game plus mode. Because at the moment, if I hit continue, it plays the end game cutscene again and then throws me back to the main menu. It's very bizarre. All up, I think it took me about 8 to 10 hours to complete.
I was gonna say, because you sent me a photo of credits, and I was like, "Damn, dude! Like, what? I thought you were enjoying this. Why'd you play it so hard?"
That's all I did that night. Like I was just in the zone. I had a few friends watching me on share playing on the PlayStation 5, and we're just going ham. It's great fun. Had a blast.
Well, I'm glad you were enjoying yourself. I have also been playing. I think I talked about it last week. Weedcraft Inc. So it's the marijuana themed tycoon game that I played on PC like a couple of years ago, and I just coincidentally started playing a lot on PC. Turns out it's coming to console. I've got a review code for it. There's no embargo or anything on it that I'm aware of, but I haven't played enough of it to really chat about it. So I'll be spending some more time with that as when I can, as I continue to grow weed in the basement of my in-game house and sell it.
I like the way you added in-game there, just to...
No, as allegedly, just stuff like that.
Alrighty.
But other than that, I think that's pretty much everything we played. So let's get in this section we call Inform the Players. We tell you about what happened this week in PlayStation. And look, it's not a lot.
Yeah.
Like, there were some things that happened. There were more extensions of things from last week. But, yeah.
So I'll run through this really quickly because these are just the extra and premium tier games that were released on Tuesday. So for premium, you got Bentley's Hack Pack, Kingdom of Paradise, Sly Cooper Thieves in Time, if you're not in Australia, Siphon Filter 2, the Sly Collection, also if you're not in Australia, Toy Story 3. And the extra kids got Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX, Assassin's Creed Origins, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, Deathloop, which also dropped with its new...
it's another trailer.
I know they did a new update.
Golden Loop or something?
The Golden Loop. So there's new powers, there's new guns, there's new enemies, which seems cool.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game, the 5th. Rabbids Invasion, the interactive TV show, Rayman Legends, Scotty Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, the complete edition, Spiritfarer, and Watch Dogs 2.
Man, because I didn't know these had gone live yet, so I'm totally wanting to play Scott Pilgrim. Rayman Legends, I've always wanted to play because it's a good little rhythm.
I downloaded Alex Kidd. I'm a huge Alex Kidd fan from way back in the day.
Oh yeah, you played it yet?
I played like 5 minutes of it, and I'm like, oh, that music, that hits just so good.
Right, the nostalgia's.
Right, nostalgia. I'm like riding my little motorbike over all the enemies. So good.
That's bad. But in the chat, MGB does jump in and go, why couldn't they give us the PS2 versions of Sly? We would have been happy with that. Because a lot of these games are coming to PS Now, which is, they're PS3 games, which, pardon me, the infrastructure of Australia doesn't currently support, as it requires PS Now, which is still yet to drop here in Australia. So a lot of games you can't really play, which is a bum. But bit shit. You know what's not shit though? Indies on the PlayStation. Speaking with GamesIndustry.biz, Indies campaigner Shuhei Yoshida revealed that the president identified the platform holders' overwhelming focus on AAA titles during 2018 and 2019, and tasked his team to do something about it. This resulted in a round of hires and Yoshida changing roles as the company looked to reinvigorate its relationship with indie developers under Ryan's directive. Not this guy, old Jim Ryan. Not me, sadly. Quote, PlayStation was known for promoting lots of indie developers and indie games, end quote. Yoshida said to the iconic early PS4 days, where the platform holder, was the first to promote a selection of indie titles on its E3 stage. Quote, but during 2018 and 2019, the company focused more on the AAA side, and Jim Ryan wanted to change it. He asked the global third-party relations team to come up with a plan to reinvigorate efforts as PlayStation to help indie publishers and indie developers, end quote. So one of the things that really stood out at the beginning of the PS4 was PlayStation's focus on indie games. There's a big initiative for it. And then it kind of went quiet, as they said, a couple of years where they really weren't getting the love, support, or showcase that they were previously. And especially with the store becoming this rampant place of bullshit, indie games just get lost in the shuffle. So it's good to have them be, I guess, realigned. Now, admittedly, I really don't play as many indie games as I probably should, as I tend to default to the AAA games just because it's kind of the guaranteed win for me. It's a much easier space. And with the limited times at which we have to play games, I'm like, well, I'm going to pick the ones I know I'm going to get a good return on investment for. And indie games, I will tend to rely on my friends and sort of their word of mouth as well as reviews, etc. to know if that's one I should put the dollar dues down for. Now, Max, you've been prone to a good indie game here and there. What does this do for you?
It's good. There are so many great indie titles do unfortunately slip under the radar. And any help they can get, I think, is a good move for them. Having these big guys stand up and say, "Hey, look, these are what's coming. You should definitely check this stuff out." We saw a bigger push for the likes of Stray coming to releasing on PlayStation Plus when it launched. The showcasing and the advertisement for Stray was huge. Hopefully that will continue and carry forward in the near future to get more indies showcased and up there where they belong. Because you look at some of these indies in the past few years,
excuse me,
some of them have been Game of the Year contenders, like Celeste and
other
drawing
ones.
a blank from
Celeste and other ones,
like Slay the Spire, that one that just launched, that card based crypt game. What's it called?
Inscription.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these titles are just unfortunately going under the radar. They're huge over on PC, but unfortunately in the console space, they do kind of get left behind. Because when you open up the PlayStation Store and the shit that pops up in the first things that you see are all those sponsored or the what's new, and they're all AAA titles. Yeah. Very rarely do you see any love for the indies. Yeah,
because especially as you mentioned, like when it comes to this, it's all, a lot of it's sponsored stuff, and not all those independent teams have the money to really pump into the PlayStation Store to have them be seen front and center. Because as that shovelware and the jump, 3 different jumping taco games, all these are getting in the way of promoting what could be, and it likely is, a very good game. Especially when you look over at things like Game Pass, which is, to its credit, a really good way to have independent games get the time to shine, their time in the spotlight. Excuse me. Because as they sort of get that moment, the cream rises to the top, and we start hearing different conversations about how this game is really good and this game isn't, and it makes its way there. And then, of course, they don't have the level of open market that, say, the Switch has. So we're not looking at just complete absolute freedom. So there is still a select number of games. Because when you look at most independent games right now, and as I read all the PR emails that come to us, what I see when it comes to a lot of independent games, it's PC, Switch, Xbox. Because I guess they're just easy to put on, right? It's PC, obviously. So I guess all we can hope is that this allows that door to be opened a bit more, but not in a way that allows more shit to get on there, because somehow the shit gets through and the good stuff gets left behind. It's a damn shame. There's something in my tooth.
Well, let's move on to HackerMan.
HackerMan.
So last week we spoke about the GTA 6 leaks. Developer Rockstar has come out to confirm that the leaks are in fact true. It is early product. It will not impact game development, and that you can rest assured that the relevant authorities will be on the case. Recent incident also happened with Uber, allegedly instigated by a group named Lapsus, suggests that the FBI and the US Department of Justice may already be involved. In a statement, Uber actually came out and said, quote, "We believe that this attacker or attackers is affiliated with the hacking group called Lapsus, which has been increasingly active over the last year or so. This group typically uses similar techniques to target technology companies, and in 2022 alone has breached Microsoft, Cisco, Samsung, Nvidia, and Okta, among others. There are also reports over the weekend that this same actor breached video game maker Rockstar Games, and we are in close coordination with the FBI and US Department of Justice on this matter, and we will continue to support their efforts. In an update, the City of London Police has confirmed that it has arrested a 17-year-old on suspicion of hacking. It's been reported that this is one of the individuals behind the recent Rockstar incident. The individual is currently in police custody.
Sorry, you said as you listed the companies, Microsoft, Cisco, Samsung, Nvidia. I forgot about Cisco, the phone company. My brain went to Cisco, the singer of Thong Song. I'm like, oh no, not the dragon! Like that's devastating.
And Optus also got hacked like a couple of days
ago. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But apparently this
I think 2K also recently got hacked the other day as well.
So it turns out these guys, this crew, a bunch of young kids based out of the UK, as you said, and I think they've made like £10 million in the last couple of years on like ransoming shit to companies, which is oddly impressive. Like it's fucked, but like I don't think I would do quite that for £10 million. But like I'm like still well done. Which is great. Outside of that, it's because the other thing as well. So it turns out they got through Slack, which is a communications platform which is used by many companies. It's very similar to Discord, but it's more professionally minded. It's apparently the assumption is there's some sort of a phishing link that was put through. Then someone went, oh yeah, boop, and then blah, out comes all these videos. Out comes the source code.
You can have the greatest cybersecurity in the world, but the human error and the response to just click on random fucking links will just undo everything is astronomical.
It's brutal. It's almost like my auntie's working for Rockstar. Like, stop it. And she clicks shit all the time. And then I get a message on Facebook being like, hey, Ryan, my computer's doing weird shit. I'm like, hey, Auntie Swanee, what'd you pick? What'd you click on? What'd you click? Oh, some email about my antivirus is out of date. What was the antivirus software? Oh, it's Norton. Who do you use? AVG. Then you probably shouldn't have clicked it. All right? So that was fun. But so 2K coming out and saying, hey, no, this legitimately happened. They have to. They're a publicly traded company. So they had to get ahead of it. They had to mention that, there has been this breach because there is a lot of sting that would come with it, especially if there's a high chance it may impact your share prices, your revenue, etc. Because if you stayed quiet, everyone's like, well, they've clearly got jacked, and they suddenly shares starts being sold, their value plummets. As I yawn into a microphone. But allegedly, the footage that we saw last week and we talked about was a couple years old. So it's not even new footage. So that's cool.
It's nice to know that it's not going to affect development. I didn't think it would. It's nice to know that they've realized that it was an external source and not someone on the inside leaking footage. So now, people are still going to be able to work from home and all that stuff. It wasn't an internal issue. It was an external issue.
Yeah, the only major hurdle I think that they're going to face is because one of the things that had allegedly been taken, apart from all this footage, was the source code for GTA 5, and as a result, GTA Online. As of right now, that information hasn't been sent out or provided. But if there is any fear that source code has leaked, then that is a detriment to everyone that plays GTA Online, because suddenly they, in theory, if they knew how to read it, they could get in. But I did hear an example in another show that were talking about how just because they have the ingredients doesn't mean they have everything they need to make the meal, right? Just because they have the source code, they still need to know how to use it, how to interpret it, how to understand it in order to play and have an effect on the actual game itself. But if they do manage to crack it, then suddenly there's a lot of security concerns. For one, the game itself is a massive concern. there's a lot of different things that come to play here. Oh, and that reminds me. Pardon me. Just as Fid McAwesome waves in the chat, sup Fid. Just to let everyone know, we will be Max, also I'm letting you know right now because I've got to tell you until this very moment. We will be recording an episode of For the Players live at PAX or through with the assistance of Fid and the team at the Pioneer booth, I believe. Yeah, on Sunday. You and I live recording For the Players. Cool. Just yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
So yeah, no worries. I'm glad to let you know. I'm looking forward to it. But the other thing I'll also be doing is we'll be bringing back the Young and the Restless for like a one-off show. So this is unrelated to the news. I just completely forgot till right now. So Mad Dog hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, I can get us some podcast booth time." I'm like, "Sick. Why?" He's like, he's like, "I think you should do a Young and the Restless." I'm like, "I haven't done Young and the Restless in like a year. Since All Out last year. Jem's not going to be at the show. It'd be fine." He goes, "Nah, but it's going to be fun." He says, like, "I want you to do it. I'm happy to jump in." I'm like, "Well, yeah, sure, why not?" We've worked together for a while, and we'll get Fid in as well. Fid's a big wrestling fan, and if anyone else sort of jumps out, and at the time there was, I knew some things that may or may not have been happening around PAX. So I was like, "Oh, this would be a good thing to do. Why not?" And I was like, "Fuck it, yeah, why not?" So we're gonna do after a year and a bit of silence, the Young and the Restless will return to do essentially a retrospective on the last year in wrestling. Talk about some of the major change. We talk about CM Punk's entire rise and downfall at his time at AEW. Get to talk about how the change from Vince McMahon through to Triple H and what that means. We're also looking forward at what's going to come. I'm really excited to just get real nerdy about wrestling because I don't do that enough, it seems. Max. And as Max tilts his head and looks away in the other direction.
Look, I appreciate you not thinking of me for this podcast.
Yeah, there's no way I would get you involved. You would have straight hated it. But yeah, no. So there you go. So two different pods. You'll have the old Betson and one you'll have Max at PAX. Now I'm unsure whether it is like live streamed or anything, but I'm sure you can come and stand by the booth and hear us if you'd like. It would be fun, and because one of the things I'll probably put out some Twitter threads or something. People can ask questions so we can hit those beats both on For the Players, because we'll be talking about the PAX weekend as a whole, the things we've played, what our experiences are, because there are some things that I'm hoping will be there, like PSVR 2 for one. I can't confirm that. I'm pulling out of my ass here right now. Just there should be some cool things to get our hands on, and even just sharing our experience of like how good it is just to come back to PAX after 2 years away. So I'm very, very excited. One of my absolute highlights of when I do get to do PAX is doing pods on the floor. So fucking keen. But look, the local games press scene is fun. It's always fun. And this week, it got interesting. Now I don't want to name and shame people, so here's 10 minutes of me naming and shaming someone. Video game quote insider culture end quote has exploded in recent years, with the industry increasingly secretive. Enthusiasts have turned their attention to rumor mongers who tease them with tidbits of information on upcoming games. One account that emerged recently was named The Real Insider, and it quickly assembled an enormous following after successfully leaking Assassin's Creed Mirage, the latest game in Ubisoft's stealth sandbox series. However, it turns out that the so-called quote insider was merely a YouTuber breaking a series of embargoes and non-disclosure agreements. Dan Allen Gaming, an Australian account with almost 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, 200,000 subscribers, had been invited to see the latest games from Ubisoft early. However, rather than respect the embargo like their peers, they decided to seek information on their alter ego, The Real Insider. He was exposed after forgetting to change Twitter handles before replying to a follower, and things slowly unraveled from here. Yeah, Jason Schreier got involved and just proceeded to burn the poor kid. The YouTuber has since uploaded a customary apology video, even down to the misplaced angles. It's a perfectly YouTube apology. Shout out. In which he owns up to everything. That he also admits that not all of the rumors were based on embargoed information. He posts about Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill, for example, which he admits was his own words, bullshit. Now, look, we'll break into the specifics of this in a moment. Now, I want to mention I have no direct ill will towards Dan Allen. Him and I have spoken a couple different times through Twitter, just various points. We've had chats about certain games that have been around, but very, very limited chats. And he's been nothing but kind to me. And additionally, as he has his own PlayStation podcast made in Australia, it's sad to see the pool get smaller again, but it allows me to possibly either stay in the same spot or move up in the rankings. So it means that with him out of the picture, suddenly we look better in the overall landscape of Australian PlayStation podcasts. But Max, what's your thoughts on all this?
So I had never heard of this person until at all. I'd never heard of this person until this came out, and then it was just everywhere, like everywhere. And I think you summed it up really well in the fact that the way the industry is turning and it is getting increasingly more secretive and holding things closer to its chest, that it kind of sucks.
Excuse me.
For the little guys now, because they're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities because some guy decided to break NDA. Yeah. So it's going to make it harder for people to break into the space. It's going to be harder for people to move up in the space if they're already there. And it's just, it sucks for everyone else who are trying to do these things are going to be inadvertently be punished by one person's actions.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah. So, look, clout is one hell of a drug, it seems.
Imagine your undoing being you forgot to fucking check the box on your Twitter, so you accidentally...
Oh my god. Look, that's the thing. He gave himself the rope and then he hung himself with it. It's absolutely insane. And the thing here is, when it comes to... There's either two reasons that he did this. Right, and this is where it's just purely for the clout and the ego boost that comes with it, knowing that he's the one that's leaking this information, and not that you could never unveil yourself. So what was the point, right? Like, you can't monetize tweets. What's the incentive? No one's going to want to work with you because you're a leaker, and so it's not as if you can suddenly start, hey, I'm the real insider, and I'm brought to you by fucking what's that energy drink people have?
Rockstar?
Not right. Yeah. It's the powder.
Monster.
Whatever. Monster. Yeah. Monster, the one I'm looking for. Juiced energy or whatever, right? All real leakers drink juice. Stuff like that. It doesn't work that way. So what's the benefit apart from the bragging rights that you can't even brag about because you're breaking the law? And the second part is, it's not as if he's using it to build up a brand. He has a brand of 200,000 followers. He's doing just fine. He is not getting this information secondhand. So someone isn't under what is most leaker process. Someone who actually knows the information passes it to someone that isn't NDA'd or isn't embargoed, and then they share that information out. You don't do it yourself, you dickhead. It's just one of those things. What are you thinking? But, what is the guy? The only other says, but this is back to my point. The second reason he would do this is so that he could be the first person to get that information out there. As in, he uses the real insider, drops the leak, and then seconds later, he has tweets, he has a video, all these things ready to go, quoting the source, which is himself. So suddenly, all the other outlets that are around, whether it be the likes of Press Start, Player 2, Well Played, Survivor, all the other big hitters like Power Up here in Australia.
Even that surely is a big sign of,
Exactly.
Person X leaks this information, and you've got videos ready to go within seconds of.
Like, I don't think it's quite seconds. I think
he's got like a 30-minute YouTube clip ready to go, like 2 minutes after this was leaked.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how long the time between leaking and then the video content goes up. But look, if he's silly enough to not change profiles, who knows about the other part? But like, it's one of those things. Like, that's the only other reason is just to get ahead of everybody else. Because the reason these embargoes exist, the reason these NDAs are used, is that so everyone has an equal playing field. So it's not about who's first. It's just about having the information all go out at the exact same time. So whether you be the little guy, whether you be the biggest guy in the room, everyone has equal opportunity at the platform. And that's key. That's a massive part of this entire process. And you are absolutely spot on when it comes to the detriment of those around. Now, as ourselves, now we are fucking tiny. We are minuscule. We are non-existent in the space, overall worldwide space. But we are very lucky that we have a lot of backing and connections through a lot of local PR teams. You know, over the last couple of years, we know as we've grown and built, you know, a pretty strong audience. So big thank you to all you. That has helped us maintain these relationships with these companies. That allows us to get opportunities or even be considered for opportunities. And especially when you're working within the content creator market, which we are, we do a lot more of your traditional media stuff, but in a new media platform. So we are constantly either new media, old media, it varies. But the second you get categorized in new media, you're hitting in streamer platform, right? And most companies don't see streamers, content creators as media, right? They don't see them as like reliable outlets to engage with outside of sponsored deals, essential extensions of marketing, etc., right? All they've done is, all Dan Allen's actions have done is reinforce that distrust between PR, developer, and streamers and content creators. So you are bang on. All it's done is detriment and burn everyone around him. The media outlets that are around, as the ones I've listed before, they will still get the same level of access they had before. But now, that door that was a little bit open to some people that it normally wouldn't be, that door's suddenly shut.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing. And like, he can sit there and be like, oh man, you know, I didn't, you know, mean for it to go this far. I'm like, then why'd you keep doing it? Like, I guess if he hadn't have gotten caught, he would still be going, right? Like, he's being invited to these events and then minutes later, or, you know, hours later, posting this shit online. That is like disrespectful to the individuals that stuck their neck out for him. For one, you know, like, there has been times where I've known shit that we would have fucking exploded if I could leak some cool shit. But I didn't, because I respect my space. My place in the space, I should say. I respect the people that I work with. I respect the people that tell me this information. Like, I could do it for the clout. Like, shit, we could kill for the views. It would be amazing. But I'm not going to do that. Why? Because it's not worth it. It's internet famous. Internet famous is useless. I do this stuff because I have fun with it and I love it. I've been doing it for years and nothing makes me happier to come in here and do this show and hang out with you, Max, and talk to those in the chat and share my love for video games and talk about the news and sometimes I get to share cool shit with you. You know, but like, it's just, why? Fucking why? You're in an incredibly privileged position that people would kill for. Shit that I would kill for. And you threw it all away. Like, I'm sure he's already aware, but you're a fucking idiot. God damn. Not you personally. Oh, actually, no, fuck you personally, I guess. Yeah, sure, why not? Like, you did it. I can't say not personally, because you did it personally. You made the conscious decision to break these agreements. Really. Whatever. I don't know. I'm very curious what people are thinking in the chat, by the way, because, like, as you said, this is sort of picked up by Jason Schreier. It got picked up by Kind of Funny. It got picked up by, like, the fucking Forbes. It got picked up, like, not Forbes.
He was
Guardian.
a little Aussie that could, and then he fucked it.
Oh man, and like he had such a good platform. He would interview incredible voice talent across the industry. Yeah. Like he interviewed the guy that did Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2. He interviewed the woman that did the voice of Lady Dimitrescu. Like a bunch of people that have done Call of Duty voice acting. Like he had a really, really good platform. He was already winning. I just don't get it. But let us know what you think.
Let's talk about some quick biddies.
Yeah.
EA Motive announces Iron Man game is in development. Hopefully it's better than Iron Man VR.
Well, yeah, true.
That would be disappointing. Ex-PlayStation boss Sean Layden has turned to the dark side and has landed a new job at Tencent.
Sean, I know you're not watching. You could have gone anywhere. You were clearly in the market. You wanted to go to all the places. His role is to now make Tencent, essentially, according to the description of his role in his tweet, his job is to make Tencent look good. Like, wrong, bold strategy, Cotton. You could have done anything. He was the voice of reason at PlayStation. He was the voice of hope, damn it.
Elden Ring is getting a board game through Kickstarter.
Oh, shit. That's mad, because the Dark Souls board game is brilliant.
Steam Forge, so same people that did Dark Souls game.
You buying it, Max?
It depends on that Kickstarter money.
Can I paint your minis?
if I get it, of course.
Yeah.
Sly Cooper celebrates its 20th anniversary with some new swag.
Hey.
Spider-Man Miles Morales drops a teaser trailer for the PC version of the title. Gearbox has announced that Tiny Tina's Wonderlands was a, quote, major victory, and we should expect future entries to that franchise.
I didn't think it was that well received. I don't know how people loved it. I enjoyed it.
Apparently it sold so well, they're going to make some more.
Sick.
And Babylon's Fall is being removed from GameStop stores in the US. Reports online suggest that people are getting free copies from their local stores. So if you need a drink coaster, I guess go in and see if you can snag a copy before they get turfed in the bin.
Yeah, it feels like very E.T. on the Atari, but I know they both were pretty shit, so I guess it's still kind of the same story. But go get the platinum while you can, because that will become a foreverly unattainable platinum. Might as well. Oh, the servers have already been shut down. Oh, poo. Oh, maybe you can't get the platinum. Bum. Because you played it, Max, didn't you?
Yeah, no, it was rough. I had such high hopes for it, but it was just this horrendous. It looked fucking water washed, and everything was washed out, and no one was playing it. And they're like, "Here's some season passes, but we're gonna run for one season, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna fix it. We're not gonna fix it." There was just so much mixed message, and I think they're just done.
It's like, yeah, no, mate.
It's probably. I'm not as heartbroken over this as what I was with Anthem when they're like, Anthem's done. I'm like, that game had so much potential. I don't think Babylon's Fall did. Yeah, it felt like an old PS2 era game,
but not in the best way. Like when we sat and we spoke about like how
it's not one of those
nostalgia spirits. Yeah,
it's not one of those nostalgia loving PS2 games. It's one of those this did not age well PS2 games.
Yeah. Anyway, here's you're not going to play that game. Here's some upcoming games that are coming out this week. Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo coming to PS5 and PS4 on September 27th. Moonscars, coming to both PS5 and PS4 September 27th. Tunic coming to PS5 and PS4. That I'm keen to fucking play on September 27th because apparently that game was awesome on Games Pass.
It was.
Yeah, Brewmaster, PS5, PS4, September 29th. Despo's Game, PS5, PS4, September 29th. Valkyrie Elysium, PS5, PS4, September 29th. Work From Home, September 29th on the PS5. Kuro no Kiseki, that one, to Crimson Sin, PS5, PS4, September 29th in Japan. Weedcraft Inc. is coming to your PlayStation on September 29th. FIFA 23 coming to PS5, PS4 now with the character from that Apple TV show that's apparently really good. Yeah, Ted Lasso, that's mad. Proteus, PS4, September 23rd. Hoko Life, PS4, September 27th. Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous Enhanced Edition, come PS4, September 29th. Sam and Max Save the World Remastered, September 29th on your PS4. Sam and Max Beyond Time and Space Remastered, PS4 also on September 29th. And finally, Trails from Zero, September 30th. I know you're itching for Valkyrie Elysium.
Yeah. Also, for anyone who pre-ordered the deluxe edition of Valkyrie Elysium, they're getting a PlayStation 1 Valkyrie game that's remastered. Unfortunately, that game has been delayed till November, I believe. Fuck. Which is a bummer. But, yeah.
Well, there you have it. That does bring us to the end of the show. Thank you very much for everyone that jumped in, had a listen just to our nonsense once again. Thank you to everyone that came into the chat on the Twitch and had a big old convo. Much appreciated. We do try to bring them in as the show goes, but I love that you're all chatting amongst yourselves as well. It's an absolute blast. We get to share you choose to share your time with us each and every week as I have a good stroke while delivering that sentence. Not a sex thing.
He says as his hands are under the table.
But anyways, yeah, so as I say, the greatest thing you can do is spend your time with someone, and thank you so much for choosing to do that with us. Max, send him home.
Well, everyone, this PlayStation conversation happens every Monday morning at 8 a.m. on podcast services, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and 9 a.m. on those YouTubes. If you'd like to take part in future conversations with us, you can. Come and check out our socials, Facebook, Discord, Instagram, and Twitter. All of those links can be found in the description below.
If you wanted to join that conversation as it happens, you could have by heading over to twitch.tv/thepopculturists, where you can watch us record this show live, where you can jump in the chat and become part of the show. If you want to support the show, you can. Tell your friends, tell your family about this PlayStation Pod. If you are listening on podcast service, be sure to give us a 5-star rating and a written review. If you are watching us on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I endeavor to answer every single comment. And if you support us financially, you can at patreon.com/thepopculturists, as well as our merchandise store, popculture.com/shop, where you can buy shirts and other assorted shit with our logos on it. But until next week, I'm Ryan Betson.
I'm Max Cooper.
And that was for the players.
Oh, woo.
Yeah, that was very enthusiastic. Woo! But also, yeah.
And in 2 weeks' time, you can come and chat with us directly at PAX.
Yeah, come harass us at PAX. Oh, man, that'd be so fucking cool. Yeah, come hit us up at PAX.
I've got to organize my N95 masks.
Oh, I'm gonna be wrapped up in N95s and just like swimming in some old sanitizer. It's gonna be hot.
I wonder if I could get a bubble in there, if I like bubble boy myself for the weekend.
Challenge accepted.